This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good morning, Matt Young. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful morning?
I'm really well, thank you, Engel. Sorry, Angel. I got that from Slayer.
You're good. You're not the first, and I'm sure you won't be the last to call me Engel. Well, Matt, it's a great pleasure to connect with you. Do tell us, what part of the world are you in right now?
Well, I live in England, in the southwest of England, in a wonderful county called Devon. It's absolutely beautiful.
And do tell us, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history?
Well, I used to be a radio presenter, but then I went on to start to release a couple of podcasts. So I believe we connected on LinkedIn, and that's kind of what I do for a living these days. I help people with their social media.
Well, tell me about the video side of things, though. That's one of the things that popped up, right?
Yeah, I started to make videos on a very, very regular basis, almost daily for about 6 months, and it absolutely blew my business up. It was one of the best marketing tools I've ever used. So, I'm a real advocate for video on social media.
Now, on social media, you're that guy with that smile, right? It seems as though you're that social guy. And I listened to one of your episodes on your past podcast where, I guess, saying past podcast is a wrong term since the podcast is an evergreen content. So, but it was a past podcast episode that you recorded with Gerard Easley. You were in Podcast Movement. So it seems as though to me you're that social guy.
Listen, the opportunity to go to Podcast Movement, I went in 2016 to Chicago and met Jared and met Dan and I know a load of podcasters from around the world. It was an absolute pleasure. And, and I actually arrived on July the 4th in Chicago, and I got to see all the fireworks. It was a brilliant, brilliant week, and got to meet some amazing podcasters.
So who did you learn that skill from, that ability to be able to interact and not just be social via the social media virtually, but even offline?
I guess, my job when I first left school way back in the 80s, I was a salesman. So you had to speak to people face to face, and I believe that you buy from people that you like, know, and trust. And I had to win people's trust to get them to buy the things that I was selling. So from very early career onwards, having the ability to communicate with people, and then of course moving into radio, you need to sell that story online. On the radio as well. So it's always been part of my working life, I guess.
And a choice. So why will you continue to be that person?
Just because I love what I do, and to be that person it's not a choice. It's who I am. This is the genuine me. So take it or leave it, I guess.
Love it. Tell us one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
I guess would have to be make videos in simple terms of helping promote my business. And when I say that, it's not, they're not sort of formulaic, strict videos. They're quite a vlog style. So there's a bit of lifestyle stuff in there as well. And that keeps my interest, but also makes it quite easy for the audience to watch. So, making videos, definitely.
Now, I am sure that I've spoken to some people, and one of the things they have expressed is the fear of doing video. How does it make you feel when you're doing that?
I was speaking to someone yesterday, and she's a business coach and extremely successful, and a hugely talented lady, and she just freezes up. She cannot use Instagram for videos, and I guess I know the benefits of it. So, and of course, with my background in radio, yes, I just talk in an enclosed room. No one sees my face, but I run my own business, so putting my face in front of the camera I think is really important. So you just have to get over that fear, give it a go. Don't have to publish the first one, just but you are your own worst critic, so sometimes you're going to just have to hit publish and see how people react.
Now, Matt, where's the best place for people to connect with you?
I'm on most social media sites as Mr. Matt Young, so Mr. MR and then MATTYOUNG. If you search for that, you're bound to find me.
Again, amazing audience, you're hearing it live from Matt Young. Matt, let's switch gears for a moment. Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Matt, what is your earliest childhood memory?
I'm not sure how rude I can get on this, but I actually went to the toilet in my dad's boots.
Interesting. How old were you?
I was 3 years old.
So tell me, what was going around in your thoughts at that point, wearing your father's boots at that particular place?
I don't know if you're aware if I say the word wellies, but they're great big Wellington boots, and I was 3 and my dad was a full grown man, so they were like fishing waders on me. They're enormous. And I'm down the bottom of the garden pretending to be my dad tending to his vegetables. And, being 3 years old, I thought, well, I need to go to the toilet. So I went number 2 in his wellies, I'm afraid.
That is so funny. So why do you think this memory is so clear?
Well, it's quite a unique thing, because I tell you what I remember afterwards is my mum clearly telling me off, but I really vividly remember her trying not to laugh at the same time.
How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
Well, I like to think it's difficult to describe yourself as being funny, but I'm certainly light-hearted, and my attitude towards my work is one with a smile on my face. So, laughter from the age of 3 has been with me all the way through my life.
But can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind with that memory? With that vivid memory. Yes. Yeah, you said something when you were describing your videos that you do, your vlogs. You said, it's a vlog style, so it incorporates some of my life as well as the information. And I think it a really great clip, if you would, that you were working in the garden, which is the work, and then you incorporated the real life part, which is the funny part of your life, right? But just to see that as a child happen, and you're doing that now ever so well, as I saw, it's pretty cool how that connects in my mind.
Thank you. I appreciate it. That's a good look at that, definitely.
Well, Matt, if we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
I did have to look this up because I wasn't 100% sure, but it was living in the UK. There was a band called Frankie Goes to Hollywood, who were massive at the time, and there was a song called Relax, and I remember it because it was banned from the radio because it had some controversial lyrics in it, but we played it on our radios very, very loud indeed.
All right. Well, it's one of the things that usually happens on this podcast, folks. As you know, I'm actually tempted to not let this one pass, but Matt definitely relaxed his bowels on that one, pun intended. All right, Matt, we've arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, there is a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Matt?
Okay, go.
Matt, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Not yet.
Are you married?
Yes, but getting divorced.
Okay, do you have children?
Not my own, but I do have 2 stepkids.
Do you believe in God?
No.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes, I do.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
Nope.
How about 3 hours a week?
Probably yes.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Oh, probably more.
Matt, if you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who Matt Young is, what would you say?
It's at the bottom of one of my email addresses. It's my sign-off. It has been attributed to people before, but there's no real origin to prove it. But I just like the saying, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got.
Love it. Yeah, you definitely did that, right? Like the work and the videos, you've always done what you've always done. Oh, that's pretty cool.
You've got to change things up a little bit, because if you keep doing the same stuff, nothing will ever change. So you have to try some new stuff once in a while.
That's great. Well, Matt, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I hadn't thought of anything, to be honest with you. I kind of thought we'd leave it with that real statement of just, don't be afraid to try new things. I have got two new businesses that I'm launching this year, and I don't know if they're going to succeed, but I don't know until I try.
And we can definitely track you as you go along via social media, yeah?
100%. I am very active on Instagram. Very active.
All right. Well, Matt, again, great pleasure. Thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Angel, thank you.
You're welcome.
This segment has been brought to you by Amazel Enterprise.